In the 1999 film The Matrix, the protagonist Neo learns that his everyday world is a meticulously crafted illusion, a computer-generated dream designed to deceive. It's a thrilling sci-fi premise, but it poses a serious question. Could our reality also be an elaborate simulation? Over the past 2 decades, this idea known as the simulation hypothesis has moved from movie screens into popular science and philosophy. Are we perhaps living in a simulation? The simulation hypothesis is the theory that our reality might be an artificial simulation, essentially a complex computer program running without our knowledge. In simple terms, everything and everyone you know would be part of this program. This sounds far-fetched, but many scientists and philosophers take the idea seriously. Even tech visionaries have joined the conversation. One famously argued there's only a 1 in billions chance that we are not living in a simulation. Why would anyone believe this? Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom offered a compelling argument. If any advanced civilization can create ultra-realistic simulations of conscious life, think futuristic video games indistinguishable from reality, they might run many such simulations. If so, the number of simulated worlds could vastly outnumber the one original universe. Statistically, it would be far more likely that we are inhabitants of one of those many simulations, rather than of the single physical world. In other words, we could be living in one of countless virtual realities while thinking it's the only one. The Matrix wasn't just an action film, it introduced millions to an age-old philosophical dilemma. How can we know if our reality is real? In the movie, human beings live unaware inside a simulated world of the late 1990s, while their bodies are actually trapped in pods. This mind-bending scenario is a high-tech updating of classic philosophical skepticism. Think of Plato's cave, where prisoners only see shadows and mistake them for real objects, or the brain in a vat thought experiment, where everything you experience is fed to you artificially. Just like those prisoners or brains, Neo and the others in the Matrix initially accept a false world as the truth. The film brilliantly visualized this concept. Déjà vu glitches, agents changing the digital rules, and the iconic choice between the red pill and blue pill. Wake up to harsh reality or remain in comfortable illusion. The Matrix story captures the core of simulation theory in a dramatic way, asking us to question the very nature of our experience. If we are living in a simulation, are there clues in our world that give it away? Interestingly, some aspects of modern physics and cosmology do align with the simulation idea. For example, our universe has fundamental limits and quantized pieces. Think of the speed of light, a cosmic speed limit, or the tiniest units of matter and energy in quantum theory. It's almost as if reality has a built-in resolution. Space and time themselves might be made of tiny, discrete steps, Planck length and Planck time, similar to the pixels and frames that make up a digital image or video. Physicist John Wheeler famously coined the phrase, "it from bit," suggesting that at heart, everything in the universe may boil down to information, like the binary ones and zeros in a computer. The laws of nature could be the code that the simulation runs on. Another curious hint is the observer effect in quantum physics. When we measure or observe certain particles, their behavior changes. They seem to decide on a state only once observed. Unobserved, they exist in ambiguous states, like a blurred probability wave. This is baffling, but it does resemble how a video game only renders objects as needed when a player is looking. It's as if unobserved parts of reality stay as raw data until someone pays attention. Then the engine renders them into solid form. Beyond hard science, people often joke about glitches in the matrix, those eerie coincidences or déjà vu moments where reality feels off-kilter, as if a programming bug showed through. While anecdotes of seeing the same stranger twice or inexplicable coincidences aren't proof of anything, they highlight how our minds are primed to suspect an underlying program when things get weird. We haven't found a true glitch in reality yet, but just the fact that we can imagine it is a sign of how plausible the simulation concept has become in our collective imagination. Suppose, just for argument's sake, that we are living in a programmed reality. Who would have built this simulation, and why would they bother? Different ideas abound. Some speculate that an advanced alien civilization could be our programmers, running a universe-sized experiment. Others, including Bostrom, suggest a more personal twist. Our simulators might be future humans, our own descendants. In that scenario, we could be part of an ancestor simulation, where future people recreate the early 21st century, or any era of interest, to study their history or to see how certain scenarios play out. Imagine a future scientist running a complex simulation of Earth to observe how a society handles a pandemic, or what might happen if certain historical events were tweaked. The purposes could range from pure research and curiosity to entertainment. After all, our own society loves realistic video games and historical reenactments. A super advanced society might do the same on a vastly larger scale. It's even possible our simulators didn't set out with a purpose we'd understand. The simulation we live in could be an art project, a school experiment, or something beyond our imagination. How would knowing all this affect us? It's easy to feel unsettled. If everything is code, do our actions matter? Some might fear that life is meaningless, or that free will is an illusion if we're just following a program. However, a more optimistic view is that meaning isn't automatically lost. If reality is a simulation, we still experience love, joy, pain, and curiosity genuinely. Those experiences are real to us. Think of it this way. When you play an immersive video game, the adventures and challenges can feel deeply meaningful, even though you know the game isn't real in the traditional sense. Similarly, living in a simulation could be like being a character in an ultra-sophisticated game or story. What you choose to do still defines you. Some proponents of simulation theory suggest we embrace life as we would a complex game, engage fully, overcome challenges, and seek purpose. In The Matrix, Neo and his allies find purpose in resisting the control of the system. In our lives, even if we suspected the world was virtual, we could decide that our morals, relationships, and aspirations are no less valuable. The simulation idea is still unproven, a hypothesis at the edge of science and philosophy. We can't yet peek behind the curtain, and we don't have evidence either way, only provocative hints and open questions. Yet it captivates us because it reframes an ancient question: what counts as real, and how would we know? It asks us to test our assumptions about perception, memory, and proof. Whether our world is base reality or rendered layers, our moments still land. Love, wonder, doubt, responsibility. What we do with them is still ours. So we take the practical path. Live as if meaning is made through action. Seek knowledge. Create. Help. Connect. Let the question sharpen curiosity, not dull our lives. Attend to what and who is here. If the curtain lifts someday, we'll face it then. Until then, given the choice, which would you take? Comforting certainty or uncertain truth? Choose to look closer. Choose to live fully.